I'm Kyle Meredith, and I've got G-Love in the studio. Welcome back to town, my friend. Ramping into that new record, but I guess technically you're still supporting Sugar.
Oh, yeah.
And what a great record Sugar was.
Thanks, man. It is.
It's got to be a challenge, I guess, for you know it is for an
You
artist.
know what time it is.
What, 20 years into the career, and you're still making the great. Not everybody can pull that off. That's what I'm getting to.
Still making the what?
Relevant, great
The
music.
greatest record of all time.
You know what? You took the words right out of my mouth. Not so much put the words into my mouth.
Man, yeah, we're just keeping at it, man.
Yeah.
Just keeping it going.
Well, it is a good record. Although I did hear it didn't really start in the best spot. I mean, doesn't Sugar start with a bad breakup? Isn't that, or is it always a woman that it starts?
It goes like you fall in love, and then you start fighting, and you get dumped, and then you fall in love, and then you start fighting, and you get dumped, and then you fall in love, you start fighting, and you get dumped. He writes songs the whole time.
Is this the same person, or is this all different people?
It can be the same person, and oftentimes it's different people.
Oh, that's good, because that's a rough story if it's the same person every single time.
Well, it's been like that for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
So, no. But yeah, I mean, I just think, well, actually, that record actually originally was kind of going to be a heartache record, but we did 2 sessions on it. The first session was kind of the heartbreak session, and then we said, let's do a different session, and had a different sound on it. And I think when we went in to make the second session, we kind of got all that heartache stuff out on the table, so we just went and actually I think the record ended up being more about the pursuit of music and like all the different experiences that I myself have gone through, and the band has gone through, from starting as a kid with a passion for music, to a street musician, to like a traveling musician, to a well-known musician on the road a lot, and all the different things about it. So it really is about the pursuit of music and
the career of G-Love.
And the career of G-Love. And actually, it's one thing I just thought about. There are a couple tunes on Sugar that were co-writes and written by other people. And actually, the 2 that come to mind are one song is called "Nothing Quite Like Home," which was co-written with me and Dan Reynolds from Imagine Dragons. And I don't know, like I think he might have written this. He wrote all the words, and I had sent him a groove and said, "I want to write to this," and he came back 6 hours later with a demo of this song, and I was like, "Wow, it's great." And if you listen to the words, it's kind of, I think it's about he just like it's just about missing home when you're living like that life in the fast lane or whatever on the road as a musician. So I think maybe he was thinking, about all the experiences he's been through, and I know he just had a baby and he got married a couple years ago, so
you can relate to that.
Yeah, and then my other buddy Jasper was a real struggling musician, and he and I both got signed I got signed in '94. He got signed in 1995, and the music industry game really like chewed him up and spat him out. And he's been my rapping partner forever since back in the day, and so I was checking with him to see what he's been writing. And this song was Too Much Month off of the new record, and it just had the tale of trying to play music from his eyes. Like he's saying, he goes, "I'd rather pour my heart into my art, but Lord knows I've been trying." Because he's trying to like make rent.
Right.
Like he's not just like, he really wants to just be a musician like he is, but now different responsibilities and stuff. So.
Yeah. Have you done that before, where you've
worked a job?
Yeah, done the co-writes with people and ended up singing their songs on
I
your
thought
records?
you meant had I ever had a job.
Have you ever had a job?
Yeah, I was good at dishwashing.
Yeah.
And I was a trash man.
You have a
And then luckily
dishwasher
I got good on the guitar, man.
No, the co-writes though. Had you done that before? Where you done it in this way on the previous records?
Like
I know that there was the Avett Brothers stuff that wasn't. I don't know if that was really co-writes as much as collaborations.
Some of those kind of some of those tunes on "Fixin' to Die." Well, the song Just Fine was a co-write with Cisco Adler, and Scott and Seth Avett they more like tweaked some of the songs. We didn't actually write something from scratch together, but we certainly like honed in on all the material and did make some changes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I write all different kind of ways. Like sometimes, I always. What's funny you ask, because I just came back from LA. I was there last week doing writing sessions all week, which is I wrote with Cisco Adler and I wrote with this guy Sam Hollander, and it's always interesting. So when you do a songwriting session, you basically go in and either somebody has an idea or you just come up with one on the spot, or it always starts somewhere. It could start with a guitar riff or a beat or a lyrical idea, and you just kind of start riffing on it, and then you spend the next 4 or 5 hours or whatever fleshing out a tune, and by then you got something. And it's pretty cool, because I think the excitement of just feeding off another person's energy kind of you can always get something pretty interesting.
It's not so different than Three Kids in a Garage,
not at all
in that sense right there.
But I will say that, like, so then there's the pursuit of being a real songwriter, which is, to me, has always been like a thing that, it's like a one-man job. You're in your room or your porch or wherever, you can be creative, and you're just kind of really expressing yourself. Right. And that's not something that's necessarily like to come up with something catchy or to come up with a hit or to come up with a certain style. That's just like a real true expression, you know what I mean? And that's so, I often feel like when you do songwriting sessions, especially in this day and age with writers and other musicians, it's like, a lot of people, everybody wants to make something catchy that's going to stick and, be successful. So there's ulterior motives, you know what I'm saying? Which, in a true art form, it really shouldn't have anything but like a real pure essence of like, this is an expression, right?
It's when they have the destination and the audience in mind.
Right, yeah, and it's honestly, it can be a really powerful thing to use those tools, and of course, a lot of the music that you'll play today and everybody out there will listen to on their own and whatever music they like, a lot of songs were written in that collaborative effort, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
but it's certainly I do like to do that because it's fun to get creative like that, but I also like to take it back to just me being a songwriter.
Well, how about we hear that right now? You being you expressing yourself.
Really? Because I was gonna play.
You can play whatever you want.
Else's song right now. I was gonna play this one that was kind of started out for me. Thinking of a master plan. This ain't nothing but sweat inside my hands, so I'ma dig into my pockets on my money spent. I'll dig deeper, but still coming up with lint. So I'ma start my mission, leave my residence. Thinking how could I get some dead presidents? I need money. I used to be a stick-up kid, so I'ma think of all the devious things I did. I used to roll up, this is a hold up. Ain't nothing funny, stop smiling. Still another move but the money. Well, now I learn to earn cause I'm righteous. I feel great, so maybe I might just search for a 9 to 5. And if I strive, then maybe I'ma stay alive. But I'ma walk down the street, whistling this, feeling out of place, cause man, do I miss a pen and a paper, stereo, a taper. Me, G-Love, with a nice fat plate of fish, which is my favorite dish. But I don't like to dream about getting a whip, and I don't like to dream about getting paid. As soon as the Tennessee, if I got pulled, hit the studio, cause I'm paid in full.
Behind the new record, the record Sugar, which is, I guess, it's only about a year old, right? It is not that old of a record.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and you did it in like 5 days. You recorded it in 5 days. I know
Yeah,
the
yeah.
songwriting habit. Is that stressful? Did you only have 5 days, or is that all it took?
Well, honestly, it's not entirely true. We did a whole other session, and you know, it's funny. You go in to record and you think it's so great, and then you play for some people, and they say, "Oh no, this isn't so good." So we had done a first session, and that was what I was talking about earlier. We did a lot of the like the heartbreak songs, and actually really like that first session. We really did a lot of work leading up to it, as far as like everybody like, you know, listening to the demos and really kind of trying to hone in on stuff. And you know what, I think we kind of honed in on it too much, and kind of just beat the life out of it, you know. And then so the second session, it was like, well, what else do you have to record? Well, we liked this one song. It was a song called "The Come Up Man," and originally the label and stuff didn't want me to record it, so I was kind of like, oh, that's the one you didn't want me to play anyhow.
And now it's the
you
one
like that's the only one you like.
Yeah.
All right, so that was pretty easy. That was a song that was real hip hop blues, like, and I said, okay, well, that's cool. So now I had a blueprint, so I just took that song and realized like every song that I had ever written since I started writing songs, it was kind of could stand next to that, and stylistically, and that was what it was. And then we went in, and then and Jimmy Jazz came back in the band. We hadn't played with him for about 5 years, and it was great. So we had a 5-day recording session, and it was one of those sessions where we just really caught fire, and we're like really connected in every way, and you know, we were just clicking, and we were really able to get a lot done.
And then you bring in David Hidalgo and Mary Clayton. Like, I'm a Mary Clayton fanatic, by the way. Her 2-disc greatest hits is one of the greatest, you know, things ever, and she's on the record. Yeah,
she came in. She was awesome to work with, and she, if people don't know who Mary is, she sang the duet with Mick Jagger on "Gimme Shelter." She sings background on "Sweet Home Alabama."
She had a big song on the Dirty Dancing soundtrack with Yes.
Oh, no way, really?
That was a big song for her. She does a great version of Neil Young's Southern Man, too. If you've not ever heard that, I recommend.
Yeah, so she is pretty legendary, and she came in the studio, and we had a couple glasses of wine, and she told some stories.
Yeah, she's a huge voice.
Then we went in, and she was great, and yeah, it's awesome.
Working on the new record, you think that's going to be a next year type of thing?
Yeah, I think we're going to put that out in October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear that, man.
So, you know, it's interesting. It's a little, you know, it's a little sooner than we probably would record, but we just have the opportunity to make a new record right now, so...
Just like the old days, man. Just like the old days when it was a record every year, you know?
Yeah.
You just pump it out.
Yeah, it's funny because like when I just my whole career, really, I've been frustrated because like in the old days, like you said, like probably up to the 80s or 90s, everybody was making or especially in like the 60s and 70s, right? Everyone seemed to be making like a record a year, right? And or more. Like the Beatles put out like...
Yeah, you could do 2 in a year. Of course, they didn't tour as much.
Right.
You know, and
I think they did, though. I can't figure it out. How they have so much time to do everything.
Like I was reading, like the guy Sam Smith, he's had to cancel a lot of his tour because of the vocal problems. And I keep hearing about that more and more. And it's like, but they don't stop. You put out the record, then you're on like a 3-year tour if you're super successful.
Right.
You know, and then you're right back into the studio. It's like, you know, of course. But it seems like back then you may not as tour as much. You may do select dates and then... You know, a record here and then a record by the end of the year and then try it again next time.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, you know, it's like now, and yeah, I always wanted to put out a record a year because I write a lot, and I just always felt like, damn, man, the label can't keep up with what I want to do, you know?
Labels aren't fond of that schedule.
Yeah. So this time, Brushfire Records said, hey, you want to make a record right now? Yeah, man, I want to make a record. I always want to make a record.
I can't wait to hear what that sounds like. In the meantime, you got another song in you right now?
Yeah.
Into another one? What do you got here?
I'm going to play This is the last song from Sugar, the new record. And this one is called Bad Girl Baby Blues. Let's spin some old time record, baby. Or just give me half a chance to get you dancing around my room with nothing but your underpants. Light some candles, yeah. Ooh, baby, let's burn one down tonight. We've been blackout and bruised, bloodshot and blue. Torn down, wrung on. Don't you know we paid our dues? We had our bouts and our doubts. Well, I'm just crazy over you. It's hard to say all the reason that I love you when you're pushing me out the door. I once had a heart, oh, I gave it away, now it's yours, so treat it good, baby. Let's get some pawn shop glasses with some Pinot on the wall. Ooh, just look at me deeply, baby. I'm the man that knows just who you are. You're the one I choose. I refuse to lose my bad girl, baby blue.
It's talked about often, his style of songwriter or anything, but it's never talked about how good of a guitarist and harmonica player you are. That's fantastic. We'll see you around next time, hopefully on the next album when it comes out.
Oh, yeah.